Have you ever felt like there's something powerful hidden from you? Something the church doesn't tell you? Something so strong that even the darkest forces fear it? Imagine a force so mighty that it shakes the very foundation of evil itself. What if I told you that this force is not just a myth or an old legend, but a truth written down long ago, waiting quietly for you to discover it? This isn't just about faith or belief in the usual sense. It's about awakening a power inside you that you might never have realized was there. Think about this for a moment. What if the very thing that has been holding you back, the invisible chains of fear, doubt, and darkness, can be broken by a single verse? A verse so potent that even Satan, the symbol of ultimate evil, trembles at its mention. It's not just about religion. It's about your mind, your soul, and the strength that lies within you to rise above any challenge. This is why many have lived their lives unaware of this secret power, walking through storms without ever knowing they held the umbrella. We live in a world full of noise. There's confusion, fear, and pain surrounding us. Sometimes it feels like the weight of everything is too much to bear. But deep down, every human being craves something stronger than fear. They crave hope, courage, and victory. They crave a breakthrough. And that breakthrough comes when you finally realize there's a force, a verse, that cuts through all lies and darkness. A verse so strong that it becomes your shield, your sword, your anchor in the fiercest storms. You might ask yourself, why hasn't anyone told me about this before? Why does it feel like this knowledge is kept in whispers, hidden behind walls of tradition and fear? The answer is simple. Because darkness fears light, and it fears power that comes from truth. This verse carries a truth that breaks chains. It dismantles fear. It destroys lies. And once you understand it, once you claim it, nothing can hold you back. The power of words is incredible. Human psychology teaches us that words shape reality. What we say to ourselves, what we believe deep in our hearts, shapes who we become. This is not just a spiritual concept. It's science. Your brain listens to your inner voice. Your heart responds to your beliefs, and your life unfolds according to the story you tell yourself. So imagine, if one verse has the power to change the course of spiritual battles, how much more power does it have to change your personal battles, your doubts, your fears, your struggles? This verse is a weapon against every negative thought, every anxious moment, every time you feel powerless. It is a source of unshakable strength. Satan, the ultimate deceiver, knows this. That's why this verse terrifies him, because it reveals the truth that nothing evil can stand against. It is a reminder that no darkness is greater than the light inside you. But here is the truth most don't realize. This power isn't about blindly repeating words or hoping for miracles. It's about embracing a mindset of strength and resilience. It's about waking up every day with the knowledge that you are stronger than your fears, that you can overcome any obstacle, no matter how big or how dark it seems, that you have a force inside you ready to fight for your peace and your purpose. As you listen to these words, know that you are on the brink of awakening something incredible. The moment you accept this truth, the moment you open your heart to this power, you step into a new reality, a reality where fear loses its grip, where doubts are silenced, and where your spirit stands tall against any storm. Stay with this message because it will change how you see yourself, your struggles, and your future. By the time you finish hearing this, you will understand the secret that shakes the enemy's world. You will feel the strength rising inside you, ready to face anything. You will discover that the church didn't just hide this verse to keep it a secret. Sometimes it's because they didn't want us to realize how powerful we truly are. This isn't just a story or a lesson. It's an invitation to rise, to claim your power, and to face every challenge with courage. It's time to awaken the warrior inside, the one who knows that no darkness is stronger than the light of truth. Hold on to this thought. The darkness fears you the moment you believe in this verse. Not because it's magic, but because it's a declaration that you are no longer a victim. You are a fighter. You are a beacon. You are unstoppable. So, are you ready to learn this verse? To see why it terrifies the darkness? to claim the power that has been waiting inside you all along. The journey begins here with a single step of faith and a single verse that changes everything. Words have power beyond what most people realize. Every sentence you speak or think influences your mind, your emotions, and your actions. This is why a single verse can become more than just words on a page. It can become a weapon in your fight against fear and darkness. When you truly understand this, you realize that faith is not passive, it's active. It's a force that shapes reality and rewires your brain to see possibilities instead of obstacles. Psychology teaches us that what we focus on grows stronger in our lives. When you repeatedly feed your mind with thoughts of fear and failure, those feelings take root and control you. But when you choose to focus on words of strength and truth, your mind shifts. It becomes a battlefield where light pushes back the shadows. This verse does exactly that. It creates a fortress around your mind and heart, making you immune to the lies that try to break you down. Satan fears this verse not because it is just holy text, but because it triggers a transformation in those who claim it. It awakens courage where there was once fear. It fuels hope when despair tries to settle in. It builds resilience when the world tells you to give up. This verse is like a spark that ignites a fire inside you, a fire so fierce that no darkness can extinguish it. The power of this verse is rooted in its ability to change how you see yourself. It reminds you that you are not weak, not alone, and not without strength. It calls you to stand tall, to believe in your ability to overcome, and to walk forward with confidence. When your mind accepts this truth, you begin to act differently. You make choices that align with victory rather than defeat. You stop fearing the unknown because you know a higher power is on your side. This is not wishful thinking. It's a deep psychological shift that rewires your brain for success. Repeating this verse and meditating on its meaning trains your mind to focus on what is true and powerful. It cuts through the noise of fear and doubt like a sword through darkness. This is why it terrifies the enemy. It removes his power over you and replaces it with a strength that can't be shaken. Embracing this verse means embracing a new way of thinking, feeling, and living. It means choosing daily to let go of fear and step into your full power. When you do this, you become unstoppable. You become a living example of what faith and courage can do, and that is why this verse is feared above all else. The idea that Satan fears a specific verse might sound surprising at first, but when you understand the deeper meaning behind it, it becomes clear why this truth has the power to shake even the darkest forces. Satan is not just a symbol. He represents the fears, doubts, and lies that try to trap us in weakness. What he truly fears is the awakening of our inner strength and the realization that we hold the power to overcome anything. This verse carries a message that cuts straight to the heart of those fears. It reminds us that darkness cannot stand against the light of truth. It exposes the lies that say we are powerless, unworthy, or destined to fail. When this verse is claimed with faith, it becomes a shield that blocks every attack from doubt and despair. It transforms the way we see ourselves and the world around us, replacing fear with courage and confusion with clarity. Understanding this fear helps us see why so many people struggle to believe in their own power. The forces that try to keep us small, scared, and stuck are real, but they lose their grip the moment we embrace this verse and make it our own. It is like flipping a switch that turns on a light inside us. Suddenly, the darkness loses its control. This fear that Satan has is a sign of the verse's true power. It is a power that doesn't come from magic or wishful thinking, but from a deep inner transformation. When you live by this verse, you are no longer a victim of your circumstances. You become a warrior, standing firm in the face of every challenge. This verse calls us to remember who we truly are, strong, capable, and connected to a higher power that fights for us. It invites us to claim that strength every day, to walk boldly through life knowing that no darkness can overcome the light within. This realization changes everything. It frees us from fear, and it opens the door to a life filled with hope, peace, and unstoppable courage. This powerful verse is not just a phrase to be read. It is a call to action for your spirit and mind. When you understand its meaning, you begin to see how it challenges every doubt, fear, and negative thought that tries to hold you back. This verse is a reminder that the strength you need is already inside you. It is waiting for you to reach out and claim it. It does not depend on outside circumstances or other people's approval. It depends on your willingness to believe in your own power and to stand firm in the face of fear. The meaning behind this verse goes far beyond simple words. It speaks directly to the battle within your mind, the fight between fear and faith, doubt and confidence. Every day you face moments when you feel small, powerless, or overwhelmed. This verse is the tool that helps you rise above those moments. It rewires your thinking, replacing thoughts of weakness with thoughts of strength. It transforms how you see yourself, not as a victim of circumstances, but as a conqueror of challenges. In the quiet moments when you repeat this verse, something begins to shift inside you. Your mind becomes clearer, your heart steadier. The power of the words reaches deep into your soul and fuels a new sense of courage. This courage is not loud or boastful. It is steady and unshakable. It is the calm in the storm, the light in the darkness. It tells you that no matter what comes your way, you have the strength to face it and overcome it. This verse is a daily reminder that fear is a choice, not a destiny. Every time you return to it, you strengthen your resolve. You build a shield of faith around your heart and mind that no negative force can penetrate. The more you embrace this verse, the more you become a force that darkness cannot touch. This is why Satan fears it so much, because it awakens the warrior within you, the part of you that refuses to be defeated. It reminds you that you are more powerful than any fear, any doubt, and any obstacle. This verse is your secret weapon, your source of unstoppable strength. Claim it, live it, and watch how your life begins to change. Every day, unseen forces try to keep you from claiming your power. These forces show up as doubt, fear, confusion, and distraction. They whisper lies that tell you you are not strong enough, not worthy enough, or that you don't deserve peace or success. These whispers are designed to make you forget the power hidden inside you, the power that this verse awakens. The enemy wants you to stay small, to live in fear, and to give up before you even try. But when you hold this verse close, those lies lose their grip. Fear and doubt are powerful only if you give them space in your mind. The moment you begin to focus on the truth of this verse, you push those dark thoughts away. You create a mental shield that blocks negativity and opens a path for hope and strength. The brain is wired to grow stronger with repeated focus, so every time you return to this verse, you build mental muscles of resilience and courage. This battle isn't just spiritual, it's deeply psychological. Your thoughts shape your emotions. Your emotions drive your actions, and your actions create your reality. When you feed your mind with fear, your life feels heavy and stuck. But when you fill your mind with the truth found in this verse, you begin to see possibilities where there were once walls. You find strength to rise after every fall. You gain the courage to face the unknown with confidence instead of fear. It's normal to feel resistance when you start embracing this power. The enemy fights hard to keep you trapped in old patterns of negativity and defeat. But the power of this verse is stronger than those forces because it changes the way you think and feel at the deepest level. It rewires your brain to believe in victory, not failure. It helps you to stand firm when storms come, knowing that inside you is a light that no darkness can overcome. When you hold this verse in your heart, you become a force that darkness fears, not because you are perfect, but because you are no longer controlled by fear. You are no longer a victim. You are a warrior ready to claim your freedom, your peace, and your purpose. This verse is the key that unlocks the strength you have always carried within. Inside every person lies a well of hidden strength waiting to be awakened. This strength is not always obvious because life's challenges often cloud our vision and drain our energy. But the truth is that you already carry the key to unlock this power within you. It is not something you need to earn or search far to find. It's been there all along, quietly waiting for you to claim it. This verse is that key. When you embrace it, you begin to tap into a source of courage and resilience that can change everything. You might wonder how this hidden strength feels. It is the quiet confidence that holds you steady when everything around you is shaking. It is the calm in your heart when chaos tries to take over. It is the unshakable belief that no matter what comes your way, you have the power to rise above it. This strength is not loud or flashy. It doesn't boast or demand attention. Instead, it works quietly and steadily, building a foundation of peace and power inside you. This hidden strength becomes your armor against fear and doubt. When you feel overwhelmed, it reminds you that you are not alone and that you have the tools to face your battles. It gives you the energy to keep going when others might give up. This strength fuels your spirit and lights the path forward. It shows you that even in the darkest moments, there is a spark of light inside you that can never be extinguished. When you hold on to this verse, you are tapping into this hidden strength. You are telling yourself that fear does not define you and doubt will not control you. You are choosing to stand tall and face your challenges with courage. This is the moment when your inner warrior awakens, ready to fight for your peace, your dreams, and your future. You become unstoppable because the power inside you is greater than any obstacle outside. This is why darkness fears you the moment you claim this strength. Because it knows that once you believe in your power, nothing can hold you back. The verse is not just words, it is a declaration of victory waiting to be lived. Imagine what your life could look like if you fully embraced the power of this verse. Picture yourself waking up each day with a mindset focused on victory, strength, and unwavering faith. This shift in thinking isn't just about positive thoughts. It's about rewiring your entire approach to life. When you begin to see yourself as someone who carries this power inside, your actions change naturally. You start making decisions that align with courage, perseverance, and hope. Visualizing victory is more than daydreaming. It's a powerful psychological tool. When your mind pictures success, it trains your brain to recognize opportunities and solutions instead of obstacles. This creates a feedback loop that strengthens your confidence and reduces anxiety. The verse you hold on to acts as a mental anchor, keeping you grounded in the belief that no matter what comes your way, you have the strength to overcome it. Every challenge you face becomes a test of this inner power. Instead of shrinking away from difficulties, you face them head-on with resilience. This doesn't mean you won't feel fear or doubt at times. It means you have a tool to push through those feelings, a verse that reminds you of your unstoppable spirit. With each repetition, you build momentum. Your confidence grows, your fears shrink, and your path becomes clearer. This vision of victory is what terrifies the darkness. Because once your mind is set on strength and faith, negativity loses its grip. You begin to live in a way that reflects the power of the verse, not just in words, but in action. This mindset shift transforms your life. It turns setbacks into stepping stones, failures into lessons, and struggles into sources of growth. When you hold this vision tightly and combine it with the power of the verse, you become a force that can't be stopped. Your life begins to align with the truth that no darkness is stronger than the light inside you. This is not just hope, it's a reality waiting for you to claim it. Your future is waiting, shaped by the strength and courage you choose to embrace today. What if the power of this verse is not only spiritual, but also supported by science? Modern psychology and neuroscience reveal that what we believe and focus on actually changes the structure of our brain. Our thoughts shape the pathways in our mind, making certain patterns stronger and more automatic. When you repeatedly focus on fear and doubt, your brain strengthens those pathways, making it easier to fall into negativity. But when you choose to meditate on words of strength, faith, and courage, like this powerful verse, you are rewiring your brain for resilience and success. This process is called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and adapt. By intentionally focusing on positive, empowering truths, you create new neural connections that support confidence and peace. It's like training your mind to become a fortress that no fear or negativity can penetrate. This means that the power of the verse is not just a spiritual truth, it's a scientifically backed tool that transforms your inner world. Belief and repetition are key. When you repeat this verse daily, your brain begins to accept these words as reality. This shifts your mindset from one of helplessness to one of strength. Your emotions align with this new belief, reducing anxiety and increasing courage. Your body responds by releasing chemicals that promote calmness and focus, helping you face challenges with clarity and determination. This explains why Satan fears this verse so deeply. It doesn't just change your soul, it changes your mind and body too. It turns you into a living example of what happens when faith meets science. You become a person who can face adversity with calm strength, who no longer crumbles under pressure, but stands firm like a mountain. Understanding this connection between spirituality and psychology gives you even more reason to claim this verse as your own. It's a powerful tool that heals, protects, and empowers. When you combine faith with knowledge, you become unstoppable. This verse is not just words on a page, it is a key to unlocking the highest version of yourself. To truly claim the power of this verse, it must become part of your daily life. It's not enough to simply read it once or hear about it. It needs to be repeated, meditated on, and believed deeply. This daily practice is what builds an unshakable foundation of strength and faith within you. The more you immerse yourself in its truth, the more it rewires your mind and heart to resist fear, doubt, and negativity. When you make this verse a daily habit, you are training your brain to recognize your own power and resilience. Each time you return to it, you strengthen your mental armor. You begin to replace old, limiting beliefs with new ones that fuel courage and hope. This daily repetition turns the verse into a living force inside you, a force that guards your mind and guides your actions. Meditation on this verse is more than just memorization. It is about feeling its meaning deeply, letting it soak into your soul. As you do this, you begin to see the world differently. Challenges no longer feel like threats, but opportunities to grow stronger. Fear loses its grip because you have anchored your heart in a truth that cannot be shaken. Doubt fades because you have embraced a power greater than any obstacle. This daily practice also trains your emotions. It helps you stay calm and focused in moments of stress. It reminds you that no matter what happens, you have a source of strength to lean on. This inner peace becomes a shield, protecting you from the attacks of negativity. By claiming this verse daily, you create a powerful cycle of faith, strength, and resilience. You show yourself and the world that you are no longer controlled by fear. You become a living example of the verse's power, a person who stands firm no matter the storm. This is why darkness fears the verse so much, because it transforms ordinary people into unstoppable warriors of light. Real change often comes from the stories we hear and the examples we witness. There are countless people who have faced overwhelming odds, moments when all hope seemed lost, yet they found strength in this powerful verse. Their stories are not just inspiring, they are proof that this verse holds real power to transform lives. When they embraced it, they discovered courage they didn't know they had, hope in the darkest times, and a new path forward. These stories remind us that no matter how deep the struggle or how fierce the battle, this verse can be a lifeline. It acts like a beacon, guiding people out of despair and into a place of peace and victory. It shows that you are never truly alone, even when it feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. The verse connects you to a strength beyond yourself, a strength that never fails. When people share how this verse lifted them from pain, fear, or defeat, it encourages others to believe that they too can rise. It breaks the cycle of hopelessness and replaces it with a chain of faith and resilience. These stories are living proof that the verse is not just words, it is a powerful force that changes lives. This power does not come from luck or coincidence. It comes from choosing to hold on to faith when everything seems lost. It comes from refusing to give in to fear and doubt. And it comes from understanding that the verse is a tool to unlock the strength already inside you. Hearing these real-life examples reminds you that your struggles are not unique and that victory is possible. They invite you to believe that no matter your situation, you can rise stronger, braver, and more determined. The power of this verse has changed countless lives, and it is ready to change yours too. This is why it is feared. It awakens the fighter within, turning pain into power and darkness into light. When you embrace this verse fully, something inside you shifts. You stop running from your fears and start standing up to them. You stop allowing doubts to control your life and begin claiming the confidence that this verse promises. This is not about becoming perfect or never feeling fear again. It's about choosing to move forward despite fear, to act with courage, even when your mind screams to give up. This verse becomes your daily source of strength, a reminder that you are more powerful than the challenges you face. It gives you permission to stand tall and walk boldly through life. It's a shield that protects your mind and heart from negativity and despair. When darkness tries to whisper lies, this verse shouts back with truth and power. The strength that comes from this verse is not just spiritual, it's practical. It changes how you think, how you feel, and how you act. You become someone who no longer settles for less than you deserve. You become a person who refuses to be held back by fear or self-doubt. Instead, you move forward with a fierce determination, knowing that you carry a power that darkness fears. This transformation shows in your life. You begin to attract opportunities, face challenges with resilience, and inspire others by your example. Your confidence grows, not because you are fearless, but because you have chosen to stand firm in the face of fear. This is the power that Satan fears, people who refuse to be controlled by darkness and instead walk boldly in the light of this verse. When you claim this power, you join a force greater than yourself. You become a warrior of faith, courage, and unstoppable strength. This verse is your weapon, your shield, and your victory song. Embrace it fully and watch how your life begins to reflect the unstoppable power that darkness fears above all else. The journey to claiming this verse's power is not always easy. You will face moments of doubt, resistance, and temptation to give up. These moments are natural because anything worth fighting for requires effort and courage. But remember, every step you take toward embracing this verse is a step away from fear and toward freedom. Each time you choose to believe in your power, you weaken the grip of darkness on your life. It's important to recognize the small victories along the way. Every time you pause to repeat this verse, every moment you remind yourself of its truth, you are building a foundation that cannot be shaken. These small acts of faith create momentum, turning struggle into strength and weakness into resilience. They remind you that you are not alone and that a greater power walks with you. This verse becomes your anchor when storms come. Life will throw challenges your way, unexpected losses, failures, moments of loneliness. But with this verse held close, you find the strength to stand firm. It reminds you that no matter how fierce the storm, you have an unshakable core. It gives you the courage to keep moving forward when everything inside tells you to stop. The enemy fears this resilience because it means he has lost control. When you stand firm in the truth of this verse, you send a message to the darkness that you are no longer a victim. You are a warrior, a survivor, a light that will not be dimmed. This truth is your shield and sword in the battle for your mind and heart. As you continue to embrace this verse, know that every challenge you overcome builds your strength. Your faith grows deeper, your courage stronger, and your spirit unbreakable. The darkness fears this transformation because it means its power over you is breaking. Claim your power. Stand strong. You are unstoppable.